Right now, police in New York still working to find the person who left 16 people hurt after filling subway cars with gas and then firing bullets at commuters. We've got the latest this noon.
And back here at home, SAPD also looking for a shooter after a woman was shot in the chest in her own home. What we know so far about this case still ahead.
Live from KSAT 12. The news at noon starts right now.
And we start with that developing story out of New York City where police say 16 people are injured after shootings at subway stations in Brooklyn. According to police, the gunman filled subway cars with smoke before opening fire. Now an urgent manhunt is underway for that suspect. ABC's Rita Roy is in New York. She has details.
The NYPD desperately searching for a gunman wanted for shooting multiple people. They say he may have been wearing a gas mask and an orange construction vest. The massive crime scene spanning 2 subway stations in 2 different neighborhoods in Brooklyn. Right now, it's not clear whether the shootings took place on the trains or on the subway platforms.
36th Street and 4th Avenue. Where multiple people shot.
All you hear was a big, loud noise. It sounded like an explosion. And then there was just people running out of the train stations.
More than a dozen people were hurt. This all unfolding just before 8:30 a.m. in the thick of morning rush hour. NYPD counterterrorism units and police dogs on the scene.
We do know that President Biden, the DHS, and the U.S. Attorney General have all been briefed on this situation. The FBI is also helping the NYPD with this investigation. Schools in the area are sheltering in place for now out of an abundance of caution. Rita Roy, ABC News, Brooklyn, New York.
And just in the last hour, New York police provided an update. Officers say this not being investigated as an act of terror. They also tell us no explosive devices were found at the subway stations despite initial reports. Police say of the 16 patients, 10 have gunshot wounds and 5 are in critical condition. Take a look at this cell phone video taken by a witness on one of those trains. This is after the gunman released that smoke. You can see the crowd subway car getting hazy as people try to figure out what in the world's going on. This is a developing story, and we'll bring you more details when we have them.
In local news, the latest on a major crash that had traffic backed up on I-35 on the south side. The incident now clear, but we're still working to learn if anyone was hurt. Here's what we know. The crash happened this morning at I-35 near Casson Lane and Somerset Road, not too far from Leon Creek. Video from the scene appears to show that a driver in a car rear-ended a truck driver in an 18-wheeler, but it's not clear why those vehicles crashed.
Outside with live cam, waiting for the big possible thunderstorms. I guess they may not be big, but they may be intense when they hit our
That's right. I like the way you said that, David, because we are going to have isolated storms this afternoon, right around the time of rush hour. But if a storm develops, it will likely be severe, with some large hail being the main threat. Let's take a quick look at the radar right now. It is not raining in San Antonio, but as you can see, there is a thunderstorm across our coastal communities in Bee County, moving into Goliad County. Let's zoom in there. Just around Beeville, we're seeing a few flashes of lightning. These are not severe storms, and they're pushing off to the northeast there. So Goliad County will be getting this storm eventually in the next about 20 minutes or so. But as you can see, around San Antonio, we are not seeing any rain, and in fact, skies are clearing right now. Now, this may seem counterintuitive, but with the skies clearing, it's actually better for our rain chances in the afternoon because the sunshine acts as fuel for some thunderstorms. It's 80 in San Antonio, but 88 in Stinson. Converse is at 80, 82 Rio Medina, 83 in Hondo, 75 in Bernie Stage, and 80 in Comfort. Now, this afternoon, storms will be isolated. The chance for rain in your backyard is only 30%, but a storm that develops will quickly become severe with large hail likely. So the time frame of this is anytime from 3 p.m. until about 7 p.m. And coming up in the forecast, I'm going to walk you through the FUTURECAST and what we can expect. Also, tomorrow, fire weather is going to be a big issue too. So we'll be on alert tomorrow, not for storms, but for the risk for fires. So coming up, more information on today's isolated severe storm chance, and I'll have a look at the aquifer. Stage 2 water restrictions now in effect. David.
Thank you, Sarah. New at noon, a former East Central Independent School District Booster Club treasurer won't head to prison after making restitution. This comes after she was accused of taking funds from her former employer and then from the ECISD's Future Farmers of America Booster Club. Ashley Ring faced up to 10 years in prison after she was indicted in separate cases. She will now be on probation until April 2032 and must pay more than $10,000 in fines and court costs. You can read more about this case on KSAT.com.
San Antonio police say shots fired outside hitting a woman inside a Southwest Side home. And they say she was sitting in that home in the Five Palms neighborhood when a bullet just tore through the front wall and it hit her right in the chest. Katrina Weber has the story from the 8400 block of Hidden Bow and tells us police are still working to make an arrest in this case.
San Antonio police tell me at this point they really don't have any information on the shooter, the person who fired into this home in the dark and then sped away. Well, they got the call around 6 o'clock this morning, arrived in the 8400 block of Hidden Bow and found a woman about 30 years old with a gunshot wound in her chest. Police described her wound, though, as non-life threatening. Still, she was taken to a hospital. In the meantime, they got to work here and started looking for evidence. We saw police shining a flashlight on the front side of the house and also on the ground just below it. They came away with physical evidence, but again, no arrest at this time. And they say that they don't have much of the description at all of the shooter. They do say that the woman, again, suffered a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Reporting from the Southwest Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Now to a break in a cold murder case, a suspect now facing charges. Police arrested 39-year-old Jorge Rivera during a traffic stop after several undocumented migrants were found in his truck. After being questioned by investigators, he admitted to also being involved in a murder back in 2016. And this is video from the scene following that murder. Investigators say the body of 43-year-old Javier Soto was found in the parking lot of an apartment complex. According to the affidavit, Rivera told investigators he was the person in the surveillance video from the crime scene and how he got rid of Soto's remains.
Meanwhile, a West Side murder still being investigated. Police now asking for people to come forward with information. Take a look at the pictures from surveillance video the night of that shooting, along with a picture of the man that was killed. Investigators believe that the car the shooter was in when he shot 28-year-old Juan Mendoza back in March. Police say that Mendoza was shot in the head while stopped at a red light on El Paso Street and South General McMullen Drive. Apparently, we do not have that surveillance video. The woman in the car with him was the only witness in the shooting. You can call Crime Stoppers if you have any information about the case. The phone number to call, 224-STOP.
San Antonio police say a man was killed after being run over by a train overnight. SAPD says a man was sleeping on the train tracks right above the ramp at the access road of I-35 and 410 around 12:45 this morning. Police have not yet identified that man. No one else was hurt. Union Pacific also responded to the scene.
Happening tomorrow, a new episode of Breakdown with Steph and Steve. The focus of the episode, mental health in teenagers. They're going to speak with a high school student who struggles with mental health. They'll also be speaking with mental health experts about signs parents should be looking for. That live stream is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. You can watch it on KSAT.com or on the KSAT streaming apps.
The boys of summer are back, ready to get the baseball season started with a big change coming up in sports. Americans will still be forking over a lot of money for many products as inflation hits a high not seen since the Reagan administration. The Consumer Price Index increased 8.5% for the year that ended last month. That's according to the latest data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That outpaces the elevated reading of 7.9% reported in February, and it's a peak not reached since December of 1981.
San Antonio's technology industry is seemingly growing by the day. Port San Antonio, one of our local tech hubs, and the port now set to unveil a new massive arena later on this month. Today, Max Massey had a look inside the new gaming facility. It explains what it could mean to future careers in the Alamo City.
We build the computers, we maintain them, we make sure everything's running okay.
Kean Barrow is a member of the South San esports team, a team that has meant so much to him.
It's a way for me to connect with other people because I actually moved here a little after the beginning of the school year in October. And through the esports program, I was able to make a connection, meet friends, and just help learn my place in the school.
But looking at this technology, there is a widespread belief
the port is back.
There's no barrier of entry. At this point, they have some of the best hardware that money can realistically buy, and they're able to access it for a very nominal cost.
This is not just about esports, not just about video games. This can create real pathways to careers and jobs here in the Alamo City.
Techport brings opportunity for the entire city, but in particular to students and people around the south side of San Antonio who will now have access to an incredible facility, along with the just huge number of jobs that are being created in this field that are going to be fueling the economy of the future.
These high-tech computers are just the start of what we can expect in the short and the long-term future.
There's a tremendous amount of investment on this community, or in this community, on this side of town, in this building, to really help uplift and potentially change the landscape of San Antonio, and this is kind of the first effort for that.
As for Kean, he is already looking at his future.
When I graduate, I want to go into software engineering, hopefully go to a good school like Stanford or MIT, and eventually just do something with that career.
Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
This is going to be a strange day weather-wise. Y'all are busy over there in that weather center trying to figure this out.
Well, it's important, though, because if it does start to rain, it could rain a lot and severely.
Yes, if we do get a storm this afternoon, it will become severe. Now, unfortunately, because of the isolated nature of the potential storms this afternoon, we're not going to see much of an improvement in the drought or in the aquifer. And the aquifer itself is actually down 1/10 of a foot over the past 24 hours, and we're officially in stage 2 water restrictions right now. There's more information about that on KSAT.com, but basically once a week watering according to the last digit of your address. And in the pollen count today, we're seeing oak very high, past 11,000. Molds are low, but oak, you can see it, you can feel it, and it's making us sneeze. Coming up, we've got more information on that isolated storm chance in a few minutes.
We want to give you an update on that major crash on I-35 on the south side. We spoke earlier incorrectly. It is not completely clear. You're still going to need to be aware of the issues here. Southbound I-35 is still shut down.
Yeah, this is on I-35 near Casson Lane and Somerset Road. That's not far from Leon Creek. Video from the scene appears to show that a driver in a car rear-ended a truck driver. He was driving an 18-wheeler.
And we still don't know why those vehicles crashed, and we are working to learn if anyone was hurt. Looks like someone probably was. Pretty rough-looking accident. Meantime, weather-wise, things could get rough if you get rain.
Especially during drive time this afternoon.
Yeah.
So that's another problem we're going to have to deal with as well.
Great points there, Ursula and David. The chance for rain this afternoon is isolated, but if it happens, it would happen around the time of rush hour, and those storms would be severe as well. So let's get down to it. Let's talk about what we've got outside right now. Skies are clearing, and that actually will be fuel for the potential storms later on today. Whenever we get some sunshine and some warmth, that warmth acts as fuel for potential severe storms. It's 80 degrees outside right now, and it is humid. That air is thick with humidity. Dew points are near 70 degrees. Take a look at the visible satellite. We've been seeing skies clear, and fairly soon here we're going to have mostly sunny skies across San Antonio metro area. A wider view, it is completely sunny out toward Del Rio and out toward the west. Here's a look at the dew points right now. I mentioned that the air is thick with humidity. humidity. Dew points are near 70 degrees. That is at the absolute top of the scale. It is oppressively humid outside, but you look to the west and you can see the West Texas dry line. Now, the West Texas dry line, when that dry air and that humid air meet, they often will fire up a few storms, but here's the catch. Dry line storms are often very finicky and random. And so this afternoon, we're going to have randomly developing storms. This particular forecast model, I don't want you to pay attention to the location, just what could be happening. And so this particular storm that may develop along that dry line in the early afternoon, although it's showing it be in the hill country, it could be further north, it could be further south. This is just one solution from a forecasting model. This particular solution does take a storm right through San Antonio, though, right around the time of rush hour. And again, if storms develop, and that is an if, they will become severe with large hail the main threat, and right around the time of rush hour. So if you have plans to be out around the time of rush hour, make sure to check your KSAT Weather Authority app. It's got a radar, it's got updates from us, and we'll go live from that phone if we need to. Again, 6 p.m. still showing an isolated storm around the area, and again, that storm could be anywhere across the KSAT 12 viewing area. By 7, though, those storms will be east. By 8 p.m., they'll be well to the east, and we'll actually have a quiet evening on deck. So today's severe threat does show that there is a chance for scattered severe storms, but the main bullseye of numerous storms will be up along that I-35 corridor from Austin all the way up to Dallas and just north of Dallas as well. That's where numerous severe storms are possible. But again, here we still have a chance for an isolated severe storm from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. The biggest threat would be large hail. We're talking very large hail, about the size of golf balls or greater. That's the main threat there if we do get a storm. And again, that is an if. So taking a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, the time to be alert is from 3 p.m. Through the rush hour. It's going to be hot otherwise, all right? Temperatures are going to climb into the low 90s, and we'll have south winds breezy up to about 15 miles per hour. Again, through the early evening hours, a severe storm is possible, but after 8 p.m., we'll see a quiet but breezy evening with temperatures in the 70s and winds from the southeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. So today we have to be alert for an isolated severe storm. Tomorrow we have to be weather alert too, but for a different reason entirely. Fire weather is possible tomorrow because we'll have dry, windy, and hot conditions. So tomorrow there is a fire weather watch for San Antonio and the San Antonio metro area, including Seguin, New Braunfels, Canyon Lake, Bandera, and Hondo from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. We have seen our fair share of grass fires this spring, one in Medina County and one right in Camp Bullis. So we know that this weather can produce some fires. So let's do our part to avoid spreading and creating any kind of grass fire out there tomorrow, with even more intense fire weather, a red flag warning possible for our western communities as well. So just to reiterate everything for you, today we're going to be watching for an isolated severe storm capable of large hail. Tomorrow we'll be clearing out, becoming windy and dry and hot with fire danger possible. Slightly more mild Thursday and Good Friday. And then I do want to mention that there is a chance for an isolated storm Saturday and Sunday of Easter weekend. Don't cancel your Easter plans just yet, but we're going to continue to keep you updated there. Right now, the chance for rain is only 20%. And of course, as we get closer to Easter weekend, we're going to be able to refine that forecast. David and Ursula.
Thank you, Sarah. No need to cancel Easter egg hunts. We need the rain.
Yeah.
Some changes on the field started this season. We're talking about the bases. And a local star in basketball has made the big time. Coming up. The boys of summer are just about ready for their first pitch here in San Antonio. The Missions held media day earlier this week. Manager Philip Wellman is back again to lead the Missions in their return to the Texas League. When you get to the stadium tonight, if you're going to the ball game, check out the size of the bases. They're bigger. They went from 15 to 18 inches square. It's believed the increased size is going to decrease the amount of injuries that we see when players step on the bag and players sliding into the bag, it just may increase more offense in the game as well. So can players tell the difference with the size of the bases now?
Oh man, they're huge. Oh yeah, you can tell. I mean, you just picking them up, just looking at them, man. I mean, they're huge, you know. But you know, if it's good for the game, then I'm all for it. Hopefully, it'll avoid some injuries. You know, especially over there at first base. I know there's a bunch of collisions over there. You know, maybe people won't get their hands stepped on sliding in the bags. You know, so hopefully it's good for the game. You know, but to me, I mean, that's the one thing I noticed was like, man, when I'm running to first base, you know, the first baseman's foot's over there, and I have a nice place to step.
Nice and wide.
Yeah. Yep. And you know, rounding bases, you know, will be a lot easier as well. And just because you got more surface area there, so I'm excited to see how it works.
All right, so that means that there'll be more hits on the infield because they don't have quite as far to go, and more stolen bases because they don't have to slide as far, right? 3 inches less. Hey, how about that? That'll be fun. All right, so here it is, opening night tonight, taking on the Frisco Rough Riders. Tuesday through Sunday is this opening series. Sunday's going to be a doubleheader. And then tonight's home opener, though, is going to be very special. It's a $2 Tuesday event. $2 parking, $2 outfield tickets, $2 sausage wraps and beer. There's also going to be fireworks after the ball game. So get out and enjoy some ball with Michigan. All right, don't forget tonight is tomorrow night. This afternoon, the Spurs are going to be headed off to New Orleans for tomorrow night's play-in game. Remember, the Spurs have to win 2 to get into the playoffs. They got to start with the Pelicans tomorrow night. Tip-off at the Smoothie King Center is at 8:30. And the NBA released their official all-time European team as part of the celebration of NBA 75. And making the first team was Spurs guard Tony Parker. He played for the Silver and Black from 2001 to 2018. He played just 1 season with the Charlotte Hornets before coming back to San Antonio and have his jersey retired back in 2019. During his run with the Spurs, he helped lead San Antonio to 4 NBA championships. He was also named the NBA Finals MVP in 2007 when the Spurs swept the Cavaliers in the finals. Joining Tony on the first team is former Spur teammate Pau Gasol, the Spanish player who suited up for the Spurs from 2016 to 2018. And congratulations to East Central's own Nalissa Smith, the Baylor Bears' leading scorer, taken 2nd overall in the WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever. Interim Fever General Manager Lynn Dunn said the All-American and 2-time Big 12 Player of the Year is going to make an immediate impact on the franchise. So she's going there with a little bit of pressure on her to try to get that thing turned around for Indiana. But congratulations to her. That's pretty good.
Well done.
Yep.
We'll be right back. A tense New York City. Chaos at a New York City subway station. 16 people are hurt after shootings at Brooklyn subway stations this morning. Officers are saying that the shooter released gas in the subway cars just before they started shooting. 10 people have gunshot wounds. 5 of them are in critical condition. And officers say this is not being investigated as an act of terror. And they say that no explosive devices were found in the subway stations despite the initial reports. At last check, though, police were still searching for the person or persons behind all this violence. A Russian shelling of Ukraine continues across that country. Officials there are accusing Russia's military of using chemical weapons as part of that assault. The Pentagon says they are taking the threat seriously, but have yet to confirm these new claims of chemical warfare. This comes as British authorities predict that the fighting will intensify greatly over the next 2 to 3 weeks. ABC's M. Nguyen has the latest.
The besieged city of Mariupol continues to come under attack from Russian forces. Ukrainian officials are investigating claims that Russia used chemical weapons there against their troops after a social media report from a far-right Ukrainian paramilitary group. The U.S. and U.K. say they have yet to confirm the allegations, but Western allies are still sending a stark warning to Vladimir Putin.
There are some things that are beyond the pale, and the use of chemical weapons will get a response, and all options are on the table for what that response could be.
Ukraine's deputy defense minister says it appears Russia may have used phosphorus munitions, which is a chemical experts say has legitimate military purposes but can be used in inhumane ways.
In the past, when the Russians have
to use chemical weapons, say in Syria or Chechnya, they've been able to control the narrative. They've been able to go in, clean up the scene, so the world's never really known. If they use chemical weapons in Ukraine, the world will know about it.
Russia denies using any chemical weapons. Instead, Putin is calling the invasion noble, a way to protect his country under threat from what he says were neo-Nazis in Ukraine.
They were choosing a time to attack. Later developments demonstrated how deeply it was embedded.
This comes as Ukrainian forces brace for a renewed assault in the east, where officials say Russian troops are regrouping. British officials say they believe fighting will intensify in the next couple of weeks as Ukrainian President Zelensky is again appealing to the West for more weapons.
Austria's chancellor, who just met with Putin, described their meeting as not friendly, direct, and tough. Emlyn, ABC News, Washington.
Outside with live cam, looks like the sun's trying to peek through some of those clouds here and there, and that may have an effect on the thunderstorms we're looking for later on today.
Absolutely, David. Sunshine, in turn, warmth acts as fuel for potential thunderstorms. The chance for rain, though, this afternoon is still only 30%, but if a storm develops, it will become severe. We do have some storms across our coastal communities, mainly in Goliad right now. A storm there working its way through the city, but this is continuing to push into Victoria, and we really are not going to be seeing any effects in San Antonio from that storm. In fact, skies are clearing. As we just saw out there, it's 80 degrees in San Antonio, 90 in Castroville, 88 in Stinson, 79 in Bernie, 82 in Comfort, and pretty soon this afternoon we're going to have mostly sunny skies. But there is a dry line approaching, and that dry line has a 30% chance of sparking off a thunderstorm around San Antonio. And if a thunderstorm develops, it will become severe with large hail likely. We'll be keeping an eye on things. The time frame for this is 3 p.m. to 7 to 8 p.m., right around the time of rush hour. So if you are going to be out and about, may I suggest having the KSAT Weather Authority app on hand. You can hover your phone right over the QR code here. It'll take you to an article where you can download the app. We'll go live from the app if we need to, right to your phone. Important to have those notifications on, and you can also drop pictures and share those with us. Be our eyes on the ground. Again, that's a big if those storms develop, but it is possible. I'll be back to show you the FUTURECAST here in just a bit. David and Ursula.
Thank you, Sarah. Those who deal with asthma or allergies could be more likely to get high blood pressure or wind up with heart disease. That's according to researchers who looked at data from a study of more than 10,000 people and saw the connection. Scientists say it has to do with inflammation. Histamines, for example, boost blood flow to the area where you're having an allergy attack. That causes the immune system to fight back. And inflammation is the body's way of defending itself. But the problem happens when inflammation lasts too long or happens too often. That kind of inflammation is an underlying factor in a number of chronic diseases, including high blood pressure and heart disease.
Philadelphia becoming the first major U.S. city to reinstate its indoor mask mandate after reporting a sharp increase in coronavirus infections. This comes as more Americans say that they believe COVID is no longer a crisis. A poll by Axios Ipsos found that less than 10% of Americans currently describe COVID-19 as a crisis. About 3 in 4 called it a manageable problem. And 1 in 6 says it's not even a problem. Axios says the stats raise major challenges for public health officials in managing possible new surges. Meanwhile, the poll also found that far less employers are requiring masks. The poll was based on a national sample of more than 1,000 people aged 18 on up.
And speaking of masks, the federal public transportation mask mandate expires on Monday unless the Biden administration extends it. The White House says the CDC will release a new framework within days to help it make that decision. Right now, people have to wear masks when using public methods of travel like planes and trains. They also have to wear them in hubs like airports and ferry terminals.
Some good news for U.S. commuters, the cost of filling up going down. According to AAA, the nationwide average for a gallon of regular gasoline is just under $4.10. That's an 8-cent drop from last week and a 23% decrease from last month. Analysts say falling gas prices and oil prices have oil reserve releases have helped this downward trend. The least expensive gas in the U.S. is a three-way tie between Kansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma at $3.67. The most expensive, yep, it's in California, where residents are paying $5.75 a gallon.
Easter weekend is coming, and a lot of folks will be hitting the road, and many are hoping they won't run into rental car shortages. So how hard will it be to find a car, and how can you get the best deal on a rental? ABC's Rena Roy lets us know.
Experts are forecasting a busy summer travel season, with Americans hitting the road in numbers we haven't seen since before COVID. And that means lots of people will be looking for rental cars and worrying if they'll be able to get one.
I don't think you're going to see it as acute a problem this year as you saw in years past, though it's still going to see a bit of a shortage when it comes to rental cars.
So what are the best ways to find a car and get a good deal? Scott Kays of Scott's Cheap Flights has some tips. First, book your car well before your travel date and then keep watching prices to try to get a better rate.
Unlike with flights, it's something that lets you cancel your reservation for free. And so what that means is when you book your rental car, if the price goes down in the future, you can cancel it and rebook it at the new lower rate.
You might find better rates from the major car rental companies away from the airport.
Yeah, they've got typically a location on the airport, but they usually actually have locations that are a few miles away, maybe closer to the city. And you might actually see rental rates that are significantly lower at those specific locations rather than at the airport.
If you're having any trouble finding a car anywhere, there are some non-traditional places to look, like Turo.
Think of it as the Airbnb for car rentals, where folks who have maybe an extra car at their house or something, they can rent it to you directly, and you might actually see more availability and sometimes cheaper rates than you would directly through a car rental agency.
Once you get the car, check if your credit card offers primary rental insurance. If it does, you can save money by skipping the rental agency's add-on insurance. And when it comes to buying gas, experts say it's almost always cheaper to fill it up yourself at the end of the trip. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Looking outside with live cam, things are clearing up out there, looking real pretty. Enjoy it while you can. Hopefully, some of us will get rain.
Yeah, we hope that the rain happens, but if storms develop, they will be severe. So, double-edged sword there. All right, the aquifer is down 1/10 of a foot over the past 24 hours, but the important information here is that SAWS has enacted stage 2 water restrictions for SAWS customers. So we've already been only watering once a week, but now that time is shortened from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. or 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And again, handheld watering is allowed anytime, but if you're using an irrigation system or a sprinkler, once a week, according to the end of your address. Now, looking at the pollen count, this is not pretty. Oak is the highest it's been so far this season. Very high, past 11,000. Molds are low. More on that chance for isolated severe storms coming up after the break.
Those clouds out there didn't look too ominous right now, but things could change here in a little while, huh?
That double-edged sword thing is so true.
Yeah, because
if you have cracks in your yard from the lack of rain, you want the rain, but you don't want hail or anything else.
Exactly. And if we get rain this afternoon, Ursula, we are going to get some severe weather too. So the chance for storms, 30%. But the chance is there, and they could become severe. So let's take a look outside right now. Seeing some sunshine, and the sunshine and the warmth acts as fuel for the potential for storms. It's 80 degrees right now in San Antonio, southeast winds at 10 miles per hour. That humidity is thick. Not only can you feel it, but you can see it on the horizon there. Look at that haze from the high humidity. Here's a look at the visible satellite. Skies are clearing in San Antonio. It's still fairly cloudy in Seguin, but skies are clearing in San Antonio, and those skies will be clearing out to the east as well. So we're going to have nothing but sunshine this afternoon. Plenty of time for fuel for some isolated storms. And as I mentioned, boy, is it humid out there. Dew points are in the upper 60s, near 70 degrees. That is at the top of the humidity scale. That is oppressively humid. And the source of the potential for isolated storms is this West Texas dry line here. You can see how dry the air is behind this dry line. When these two boundaries meet, the dry air and the very, very humid air, oftentimes you'll see isolated storms popping up. And unfortunately, dry lines are finicky, so they produce very random storms along the dry line, but as soon as they develop, they often become severe. And so let me take you through the high-res FUTURECAST. Important note about this FUTURECAST, don't pay attention to where the storm, it shows storms, because again, this storm development out at 3 p.m. up in the hill country, it could happen up further to the north or further to the south. This is just one solution that we look at for the possibility for storms. But this solution does take a storm right through San Antonio, and it intensifies it pretty quickly. By 5 p.m., we could have a severe storm around San Antonio. 5 p.m., rush hour. Not ideal as far as timing is concerned. So if you have to be out this afternoon for rush hour, maybe you're picking up the kids or you know people coming home from work, just know that they'll want to keep that KSAT Weather Authority app handy in case there's a severe thunderstorm warning. By 6 p.m., that isolated storm, if it develops, will be pushing off to the east. And around San Antonio, we'll see our rain chances come to an end by about 7-8 p.m. and then it's going to be a very mild evening for us. So today's severe threat does show a chance for scattered severe storms around San Antonio, but notice that there's a better chance for numerous severe storms across areas from Dallas down to Austin along that I-35 corridor. But if we do get a storm, it will become severe, with the greatest threat going to be large hail greater than the size of golf balls from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., especially along and east of Highway 281. We're going to be keeping an eye on things. Meteorologist Adam Caskey and I will be here keeping an eye on the radar. But again, the time frame there, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast, though. Otherwise, it's going to be hot. Temperatures are going to be near 90 degrees with a high heat index as well. And again, up until 7 p.m., that's when an isolated severe storm is possible. Even if we get a severe storm, it's not going to be good for the majority of people, because the majority of people will likely miss out on healthy, good, widespread rain. So this is a conditional forecast. It's going to be mild this evening. And although today we're on weather alert for storms, tomorrow we're going to need to be on alert, but for fires. Fire weather watch is in effect tomorrow, Wednesday. We're going to have very dry air in place, gusty winds, and hot conditions. We've already seen fires in Medina County and in Camp Bullis area this spring. As we know, fires that develop can spread very rapidly given those conditions, and it's going to be even worse out to the west where there's a red flag warning in place. So today, watching for an isolated severe storm. It may or may not happen, just being honest with you. And then tomorrow we're going to be watching out for fire danger. Fire danger is likely for everyone tomorrow, so keep that in mind. We'll be near 94. Then looking ahead, Thursday and Friday, it'll be a little bit cooler but still warm in the 80s. There is a chance for isolated storms Saturday and Sunday of Easter weekend, but I don't want you to cancel your plans because right now that chance looks isolated. And of course, we'll continue to keep you updated as we get closer to Easter weekend. David and Ursula.
Texas weather as always. A car with no driver pulled over, and officers are having a tough time conducting this traffic stop. We're going to take a look. Still ahead.
It's surreal enough to know there's a driverless ride service operating in San Francisco.
I cannot believe this is happening.
But imagine you're the police pulling over a car and finding no one behind the wheel. Who you gonna ticket?
Ain't nobody in it.
A San Francisco police officer tried to open the door. The passerby who shot the video said the window did roll down. Everyone's favorite part?
This is the great part. Cop goes back to his car. Robo-taxi says, see ya. Drives off.
The Chevy Bolt cruises through the intersection and then again pulls over and puts on its flashers. Driverless car appears to flee the scene, read one headline. But the company Cruise that runs the ride service says our autonomous vehicle yielded to the police vehicle, then pulled over to the nearest safe location for the traffic stop as intended.
Are you serious? How does that happen?
An officer kept reaching inside the car, trying in vain to turn on the headlights. The fact that they were off was what police say led to the traffic stop. Or, as someone tweeted, why was this driverless car behaving as if it was completely drunk? A company spokesperson says human error led to the lights being off. No ticket was issued. Police said that during the stop they made contact by phone with the remote operator. The driverless cars have nicknames like Poppy. The one that got pulled over is named Rigatoni, and for a minute, Rigatoni looked like it was in hot water. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
Okay, so I have so many questions. So does the operator back at home base get the ticket?
I would assume. And who signs the ticket if they're trying to give
And who shows up in court?
And who shows up in court?
Okay.
I don't know. Rigatoni shows up in court, I guess.
And speaking of food.
I don't know.
Yes.
Hi,
Food,
guys.
drinks. Yes,
Hi.
This is what we do. Easter is this weekend, and so we have Adina Anderson from Creative Lifestyles with Adina here, and you are showing an easy Easter craft.
Yes,
right?
you know, last minute people are coming over. You want to do a centerpiece? Just throw some candy in a little ball jar, mason jar, plop some flowers in there, add a little bit of ribbon, and this is what you get.
So easy and
Right?
beautiful. We have so many more ideas coming up from Adina, but hey, are you still looking for some goodies to put into those Easter baskets? Felice Modern is here. They have plenty to choose from, a lot of creative gifts that you can fill those baskets with.
Then we are glamming up for spring with a local wedding stylist who's showing off a new makeup look that anyone can do in 5 minutes.
And there's a new tequila in town. Zachary Ramirez is here to tell us about a launch party for the tequila.
Hi, I'm Zach here with St. Maya Tequila. We're a new up-and-coming tequila brand. Launch party is going to be tomorrow at Backyard on Broadway from 7 to 10 p.m. Come check us out.
Ooh, we're making cocktails, that and more coming up on SA Live.
Only a 30% chance for rain today, but if a storm develops this afternoon, it will become severe right around the time of rush hour with hail possible. Again, isolated. So it's going to be a hit or miss situation this afternoon. Fire danger tomorrow with windy, dry and hot conditions. A high temperature in the mid 90s tomorrow. We'll be in the 80s Thursday and Friday. Humidity will return by Friday, and there is a small chance for an isolated shower or storm over Easter weekend. We're going to be able to refine that forecast. Don't cancel your Easter plans just yet, but I know a lot of people interested in the weather over Easter weekend, not only because it's Easter weekend, but also because people are going to be camping. So we'll be having a look ahead at that, and you can count on Adam Caskey and I to be on top of the storm chance this afternoon. David and Ursula.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah.
A lot of good-looking not drinking, just drink on the show. But I'm sure they'll try it out eventually, won't they?
We're getting ready for Easter, y'all.
SA Live starts right
now.
Cookies, cupcakes, and chocolate. Hop into Easter weekend with these sweet treats from Bird Bakery.
Glam up for spring. This local wedding stylist has all the tips and tricks to perfect your makeup this season.
Still not sure what to put in those Easter baskets? This local shop has some creative gift ideas for everyone on your list.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
Hop to it, hop to it, and hop into the Easter weekend. Hello and happy Tuesday. We've got Easter sweets and fun, as you can see, because that's what we do.
Yes.
Headed your way with Easter this Sunday. Get that bunny out of the liquor. Good afternoon, I'm Fiona Gorostiza.
I'm Jen Tobias-Stresky, filling in for Mike Osterhage all week, actually. I'll be here.
Yes. So our first guest is kicking things off with Tequila. Woohoo! Great start to the show. They are a local team that created a premium tequila product inspired by the culture and people of San Antonio.
Yes, Zachary Ramirez, co-founder of Saint Maya Tequila, is here, and we're going to make a few drinks.
Let's
Welcome.
do it. Thank you so much.
So what's the first drink we
The
are
first
making?
drink, you may have the hardest one here, not gonna lie, but we're starting off just with 2 shots of our premium tequila. So as much as you really just pour it in that glass.
You just tell me when.
And I think we're good there.
Come on.
A little bit more,
okay,
right?
there we go. All right.
So the reason we're doing this one, our tequila is a premium sipping tequila. So this is just something to make if you want to sip on it throughout the evening. You get all the full flavors, the full aroma in this kind of champagne-looking glass. So again, really premium sipping product that we want to try to get out there for.
And so it goes down a little easier, right? Because it's a little sweeter?
Exactly, you're right. And that's because it's made in the certain region of Jalisco, Mexico. So the agave is a little bit more of a sweeter profile taste, which is what we wanted to do. And it's not as harsh going down.
Got it. So
I'll
the
let you
agave,
know.
Yeah.
Right? So she's tasting that. So you, obviously you're the co-founder, you have a passion for tequila, right?
Correct.
And this one that we're making next is inspired by the name, right?
Right, yeah. So this next cocktail is kind of our signature cocktail we wanted to make. It's called the Margarita. Of course, margaritas being such a staple here in San Antonio, we want to kind of put our own unique twist on it. So we're going to start off with 2 parts there of the raspberry lemonade. Of course, we have the HEB brand. We want to keep it as San Antonio as possible. And then we're going to add 1 part of our Saint Maya tequila in there as well.
And I love the artwork.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted something that was really a representation of San Antonio, and so that's kind of our character that we created to symbolize the unity and all the community and people here of the city.
And how did you come up with, I mean, you know, how did you get started?
Yeah, so it came out very natural. I have 2 other co-founders, and we all kind of just had a natural love of tequila. So it started about 3 years ago, and again, we really like tequila. We wanted to kind of figure out what it took for us to make our own brand, and so we did a lot of research, a lot of contacting people in Mexico, cold calling, cold emailing, kind of probably annoyed some people down there, but ultimately just kind of persevered and it paid off for us.
All paid off. How was that one?
Very good.
Very good. All right. And you've got one in front of you.
So we have one more here. This is called the Corona Sunset. It's actually inspired by a local company here called Southern Syrups. They make their own handmade syrups. So we're just going to put a splash of tequila here into your Corona bottle.
So you want to drink some of the Corona first?
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I kind of did that already, but definitely want to make sure we take a little bit off. We're going to add some hibiscus syrup.
That's neat though. I've never thought to make the drink, add the tequila.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. That's
and then we're going to add a little bit of pineapple juice as well, little splash. And this is a perfect drink to kind of sip on the backyard barbecue, maybe on the beach, get all of that flavor.
And it saves you having to wash any
exactly. No dishes. Start right away.
Yes. And so you started this business with 2 friends.
Correct.
You said there were some challenges, right?
Yeah, definitely a lot of challenges in the beginning. First of all, finding the right people to talk to in Mexico that would give us the time of day. Finding a distributor was another challenge, going through our name thing, getting it on shelves. I mean, a whole 3-year journey, but ultimately we're here now.
And the name?
Saint Maya, yeah. So Saint Maya, again, we wanted something that was representative of what we thought of San Antonio, and so this character kind of embodies that for us, just being a symbol of unity in the community and the people here in the city.
And do you plan to release different variations?
So later on, hopefully,
future?
yeah, we do want to do that later on. Right now, we're with the Blanco flavor, that being the most kind of popular and the easiest flavor, but we do want to do a Reposado and an Añejo, hopefully later on in the future as well.
Okay. And you are celebrating with a launch party, right?
We are. We do have a launch party going on tomorrow, April 13th. It's going to be at Backyard on Broadway from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. So it's been 3 years in the making, so hopefully we invite everybody out to come out and join us.
All right.
Perfect. So then go sample and also get some good food from Backyard there. They have some great food too. So wonderful. All right. Well, I'm going to get another sip of this.
All right. For more information on Saint Maya Tequila, just head to our website, salive.com, and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab where we've provided a link, or just scan that QR code on your screen. Okay, so Easter coming up this weekend, and kids are going to be out. They're going to be grabbing those Easter eggs and, of course, Easter baskets. So that got us thinking, what's the best candy to find in an Easter egg?
What makes you happy? I like the Reese's, like anything with peanut butter.
There we go,
Oh,
Christy.
here we go.
Christy agrees with you. The
Yes.
Reese's eggs.
I'm with you, Christy.
Let's see. Valerie, Whoppers and Robin's eggs. Those are my favorites.
Yes.
Yes. And I think we have one more. Chocolate kisses. Mwah.
Like
Can't
a
go
little
wrong with
emoji.
those. So let us know at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter, and you may see your answer a little later on in the show.
They're making me hungry already. All right, well, if you need to get some last minute, maybe some Easter sweets, Bird Bakery, they're just celebrated their 10th anniversary, and they have all the goodies that you need for Easter. This month, Bird Bakery celebrates their 10th anniversary. So exciting. We have all the treats, and we're joined today by Elizabeth Chambers, the owner here at Bird Bakery. How exciting, Elizabeth?
It is so exciting and such a moment to just really take in. I mean, we have Easter, we have Fiesta, we have our 10-year. What don't we have? This
Exactly.
is amazing.
I'm feeling all the positive energy here. What does this mean to you to be in the neighborhood here for 10 years?
It means so much. You know, I always say you can have an incredible product, you can have incredible marketing, but at the end of the day, if you don't have the customers, you have nothing. So the fact that our doors are open every day, people coming in, sharing their milestones. You know, we've had engagements, birthdays, weddings, and then smash cakes, and it's like just so incredible. Some of our longest standing customers, we did their engagement, and then now we're doing their 4th birthday for their children's, 7 years. It's just wild, and it means so much to be such a tremendous part of this community, and there's not a moment that passes that we are not completely grateful.
Yes, and that's the beautiful part about being here in the heart of the neighborhood. I've seen you interacting. You know everybody that walks in here pretty much. So for Easter, let's talk about what you have to offer. All of this looks delicious.
Yes, of course. So we have our carrot cake, which obviously is the most quintessential Easter cupcake. Our carrot cake is spectacular. It's my grandmother's best favorite recipe, and what I love about it, you know, my pet peeve in life, well, I have a lot, but one of my pet peeves is when carrot cake is just tastes like carrots. A suggestion. No, ours is shredded carrots, crushed pineapple, golden raisins, walnuts, whatever, everything. And then when it comes out, yes, it's so good, and it's so soft and moist and delicious. And when it comes out of the oven, we do a buttermilk glaze, a warm buttermilk glaze, and then we top it with a citrus cream cheese frosting. So it's
citrus. Go back one more time.
Citrus cream cheese frosting.
My mind is blown right now.
On top of the buttermilk glaze.
Okay.
Like, you've never had a carrot cake like this, and I promise you,
this might disappear.
Exactly. You have it all. It's so good. Honestly, I promise you, you've never had a carrot cake better than this. So we have our carrot cake. We have our little bunny crunch, which is delicious. It's the perfect mix of salty and sweet, and everyone loves it. We, of course, have our mini egg cartons, which, if there's ever a holiday we love at Bird Bakery, it is Easter, because it's eggs, it's birds, it's little chickadees, and everything that we love so much. So you can do our 6-pack, you can do a 12-pack. You can see the 6-pack here. We have our lemon squares, which are so fresh and delightful for spring. Our key lime pie, our cobbler, our cake in a jar, if you're looking to send something to loved ones who are not fortunate enough to be in San Antonio. And just really anything that you want. We're a nostalgic homemade bakery. Everything is from scratch every day, finest ingredients, all family recipes. And so this is I don't know, this is just my favorite time of year.
Yes, I'm feeling, like I said, that positive energy. But the recipes, that's from your grandmother?
Yes,
is that right?
My grandmother, my mom, she was just here. And your whole life you grow up and you are so grateful. You always know what you like, right?
Yes,
everyone loves their family recipes, but then to have this sort of warm welcome from the community where everyone says, okay, the chicken salad is better than my grandmother's chicken salad. I won't tell her. Their secret is safe. Just keep coming back.
Yes, keep coming back.
So yeah, they're all family recipes. It makes me so happy when people enjoy everything as much as we do, you know?
Yes, the short time I've been here, I've had several people say, you gotta try this and you gotta try that. The granola is one of them. I know that's a recipe from your grandmother. So now you have your little ones. Do they want to come help us?
I hope so. 40.
You want to come
Would you want to do a little taste test?
I'm gonna go for the
carrot cake.
Yes, because you mentioned it, and my mouth is watering.
Oh my goodness, it's amazing. 40.
Why don't we
like to do a little taste test of one of our minis? Which one would you like? You can tell 40's been working. He has his glove on. Safety first here at Bird Bakery.
So we're going to taste test, but for more information on Bird Bakery, you can head over to SALive.com, click the As Seen on SA Live tab. I'm going to take a bite. You ready?
Cheers.
Cheers.
SA Live continues with a local shop that has easy to find Easter gifts for friends or family.
Plus, get a new makeup look this spring that would take you 5 minutes or less to do. Stay with us.